Have you ever noticed something strange? Sometimes the person everyone likes the most isn't the smartest person in the room. And sometimes the person who seems perfect actually feels harder to connect with. Think about it. Imagine two students. The first student gets every answer right, never makes mistakes, never forgets anything, never struggles. The second student is also smart, very smart. But one day, while giving a presentation, they accidentally drop their notes. They laugh, pick them up, and continue. Now, here's the surprising question. Which person would most people like more? Most people choose the second one. But why? Why would making a mistake make someone more likable? It sounds backward. We're taught to avoid mistakes. We're taught to hide flaws. We're taught that perfection earns respect. But psychology discovered something fascinating, and once you understand it, you may never look at confidence the same way again. This is called the pratfall effect, and it explains why some people become more trusted, more respected, and more liked after making a small mistake. Not despite the mistake, because of it. But before we get into the science, I want you to think about your own life. Maybe you've stayed quiet because you were afraid of saying something wrong. Maybe you've avoided raising your hand in class. Maybe you've spent 10 minutes rewriting a simple message before sending it. Maybe you've worried so much about making a mistake that you ended up doing nothing at all. If that sounds familiar, keep watching, because the hidden truth behind the pratfall effect might free you from a fear you've carried for years. The story begins in the 1960s. A psychologist named Elliot Aronson wanted to understand something important. What makes people likable? Most people assumed the answer was obvious. The more perfect you are, the more people will like you. Makes sense, right? But Aronson wasn't satisfied with assumptions. He wanted evidence. So he designed an experiment. Participants listened to recordings of different people answering difficult quiz questions. One person sounded extremely intelligent, confident, knowledgeable, impressive. But near the end of the recording, something unexpected happened. The person accidentally spilled coffee on themselves. You could hear the mistake, the awkward moment, the little human error. And something amazing happened. People liked that person more. Not less, more. But here's the twist. The effect only happened when the person was already seen as competent. That detail changes everything, because the lesson is not that mistakes automatically help you. The lesson is much deeper. People admire competence, but they connect with humanity. And when those two things come together, something powerful happens. Think about your favorite teacher. Maybe they were smart. The chances are that's not the only reason you liked them. Maybe they forgot a word sometimes. Maybe they laughed at themselves. Maybe they told stories about their own failures. Those little imperfections made them feel real. And real people are easier to trust. This explains something that happens every day without us noticing. Have you ever met someone who seemed almost too perfect? Every answer was perfect. Every photo was perfect. Every story was perfect. Every sentence sounded rehearsed. At first, it seems impressive, but after a while, something feels strange. You start wondering, what are they hiding? Are they even being themselves? Because perfection can create distance. It can make people feel like they're looking at a statue instead of a human being. And nobody connects deeply with statues. We connect with people. That's why some of the most respected people in the world openly talk about failures. Not because failure is good, but because honesty creates trust. Think about athletes, think about authors, think about entrepreneurs. Many of them don't only share victories, they share mistakes, missed opportunities, embarrassing moments, times they doubted themselves. And strangely, those stories often inspire us more than their successes. Why? Because we see ourselves in them. We think, wait, they struggled too? If they can move forward after that, maybe I can too. That's the hidden power of the pratfall effect. It doesn't make people admire your mistakes. It makes people relate to your humanity. Now here's where this becomes dangerous. Many people misunderstand confidence. They think confidence means never looking foolish, never making mistakes, never being embarrassed. But look around. The most confident people aren't the people who never make mistakes. They're the people who survive mistakes without falling apart. There's a huge difference. Imagine two people giving a speech. One accidentally forgets a sentence. They panic, apologize 10 times, start shaking. The audience becomes uncomfortable. The second person forgets a sentence too. They smile, pause for a second, continue speaking. The audience barely notices. Same mistake, completely different result. Because confidence isn't perfection. Confidence is recovery. Read that again in your mind. Confidence is recovery. The fear of mistakes has stopped millions of people from becoming who they could be. People don't start YouTube channels because they fear looking silly. People don't speak up because they fear being wrong. People don't try new things because they fear failure. But here's the uncomfortable truth. The person who never makes mistakes is usually the person who never tries anything difficult. Think about a child learning to walk. They fall again and again and again. Imagine if they decided after the 5th fall, walking isn't for me. None of us would be walking today. Growth has always looked messy. The problem is that as we get older, we start hiding the mess. We want everyone to see the finished product, not the process, not the struggles, not the awkward stages. But the awkward stages are where real growth happens. And here's something fascinating. Most people are paying far less attention to your mistakes than you think. Psychologists call this the spotlight effect. We feel like everyone is watching us, judging us, analyzing us. But most people are busy worrying about their own mistakes. The embarrassing thing you still think about from 3 years ago? Most people probably forgot it within a day, maybe within an hour. Maybe they never noticed at all. Yet we carry these memories like heavy backpacks. We replay them, analyze them, punish ourselves with them. The pratfall effect reveals something freeing. Many of the mistakes you fear most may actually make you more relatable, more approachable, more human, and sometimes even more likable. Of course, this doesn't mean you should intentionally make mistakes. That's not the lesson. The lesson is that small imperfections don't destroy your value. They reveal it. Because behind every mistake is a real person, and people trust real people. So the next time you stumble over your words, forget a detail, make a small mistake, or embarrass yourself for a moment, pause before attacking yourself. Ask yourself something different. What if this isn't proof that I'm failing? What if this is proof that I'm human? Because the people you admire most aren't perfect. They never were. You just didn't see all the moments behind the scenes, the failed attempts, the awkward conversations, the embarrassing mistakes, the coffee spills, the forgotten lines, the moments they wanted to quit. And maybe that's the most important lesson of all. The goal isn't to become flawless. The goal is to become comfortable being human. Because when you stop trying to look perfect, something unexpected happens. People trust you more. They connect with you more. And most importantly, you finally give yourself permission to grow. So remember this: perfection may impress people, but humanity connects people. And connection will always be more powerful than perfection. If you've been waiting until you're perfect before taking action, stop waiting. Start now. Learn, fail, improve, laugh. Keep moving. Your mistakes are not proof that you're less capable. Sometimes they're proof that you're brave enough to try. And that might be one of the most attractive qualities a person can have. Until next time, keep growing, keep learning, and keep finding the courage to be yourself. Shine more.